From Brofist taking PewDiePie to the top,
I don't need to tell you about the journey. You already know it. Brofist.
to Everyday Bro pushing Jake Paul to change careers.
Yeah, not a lot of money in music, I guess.
Here are 8 times a single phrase determined a career, starting with Stephen He, the internet's Asian dad, who went from thousands of rejections to becoming one of the most popular comedic actors with this career-defining sketch.
Emotional, damn it!
But that sudden success didn't come out of nowhere, as Stephen's first step towards his dream career started with his bachelor's degree back in 2013.
I was under the impression that I'll get a degree, I'll become a good actor through all the teachers teaching me, and I'll go and get jobs.
To his dismay, this impression would crumble soon after graduation, when he began chasing acting roles in London and New York.
In terms of submitting and auditioning and the whole process, I've been rejected over 3,100 times.
Wow.
From TV and film.
Frustrated by the lack of recognition for his talent, Stephen took matters into his own hands, joining YouTube and TikTok in 2020 to create short sketches. These uploads brought some attention to his sense of humor, but they remained under the radar, averaging a modest 20 to 30,000 views. So Stephen decided to take inspiration from his Asian parents.
Steven, you in your room? Oh my god, what the hell? Are you running a sweatshop? Good start, young.
The video quickly gained hundreds of thousands of views, pushing Stephen's talent into a wider spotlight. I can't get over how good your neutral American accent is. You go from, "What the hell?" to, "Dad, what are you doing?" Encouraged by the support, Stephen took his Asian parent sketches to another level.
Attacker, mom. Projectile, slipper. Target, me.
This gaming-style POV would become his first TikTok to cross 1 million views, leading to requests for similar styles of content. After a year of successful videos in this genre, Stephen would drop a career-defining sketch called When Asian is a Difficulty Mode.
Steven, when you get so fat,
Become a viral hit over the next few days, but not for the reasons Stephen expected.
Somebody took that about 3-second clip and started putting it behind videos of like a roast or a joke. And from then on, it'd been put behind hundreds, and then it's in hundreds of thousands of videos. It got turned into a song remix.
Referring to the phrase emotional damage, which eventually spawned a new category of memes. But with rising popularity came rising challenges in Stephen's journey.
There's legit a fan account called Emotional Damage with more followers than me.
The meme's growing influence would also dent his acting ambitions.
When I go into an audition or when I'm submitted for a part, we'll say, hey, I generate 100 million views a month. I would be happy to promote your product or your television show, whatever it is. And generally, the feeling that we get back, or the comment that we get back is, oh, this guy's an influencer, he can't act.
While others were profiting off his meme, Stephen struggled with the reality that he didn't fully control the catchphrase that made him famous. Nevertheless, he decided to keep focusing on his creative passions.
I have a extremely powerful producer who's really generous, and he shared his time with me and helped me build a pitch deck, which is amazing. It's absolutely amazing, and we're just taking it to Fox, taking it to
Nice.
Freeform,
Yep.
and seeing if they're interested.
This approach helped him create fresh content beyond the meme, including the Ginormo series in 2023, which parodied Japanese superhero movies. The CGI and the superb acting, I have no words. This series needs to go on forever. As of 2025, Stephen continues to lean on his Asian background, but with more creative content angles.
I have solved the problem, so your mom will stop asking you to play outside. Introducing nature shoes.
These jokes hit harder than my dad's sandals. This ability to make people laugh beyond his meme is similar to that of PewDiePie, who didn't let his iconic sign-off become his entire brand, using it instead to inspire his fans.
I don't need to tell you about the journey. You already know it. Brofist.
If life is a game, PewDiePie has officially won. This victorious journey was set in motion in 2011 when 21-year-old Felix Kjellberg first started streaming games on YouTube. These playthroughs quickly grew into a cultural movement, with his bro army of subscribers helping him to over 1 million followers within a year. In response to this growth, Pewds coined a phrase to acknowledge his viewers.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I'm glad you both haven't forgot about me. We're gonna end it here, as always. You see this? This is not a fist pump. This is a bro fist. It's easy to get them mixed up.
This gesture strengthened his fans' loyalty towards him, as it made them feel like they were part of a movement. Pewds' fans would then give him the push he needed to become the most popular YouTuber in the world by 2013. The bigger he got, though, the more the spotlight shifted from his fans to his critics, with the scrutiny peaking in 2017 when a series of controversial jokes made him a target for media outlets like the Wall Street Journal, to which Pewds responded by putting them in their place.
I'm still here. I'm still making videos. Nice try, Wall Street Journal. Try again, motherfuckers.
Referring to the support he had from his loyal community, which stood strong in his corner. The bro army, therefore, played a huge role in protecting Pewds from total cancellation, setting the stage for another wave of support during the YouTuber's iconic battle against T-Series in 2018. This fan-driven revolution would take a dark turn, however, after one of these supporters committed the Christchurch shootings in 2019. The tragedy forced Pewds to end the subscribe to PewDiePie movement, even if it meant conceding defeat to T-Series. But his fans were right there with him, helping him move past the dark moment to achieve the 100 million subs milestone on his own terms 6 months later. Despite the joy of the achievement, Pewds remained humble.
But most importantly, I want to thank the pros. I don't need to tell you about the journey. You already know it. Brofist.
Acknowledging that the phrase and the loyalty it inspired had carried him through the highs and lows of his career. As of today, Pewds remains an internet legend who's seen it all, much like future presidential candidate MatPat, whose legendary status was cemented by this memorable one-liner,
"But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory."
which he first mentioned back in 2011, after he decided to step away from theater, eventually launching The Game Theorists on YouTube.
Have I convinced you yet? If not, there's still plenty more to go. In the meantime, it's just a theory.
Over the next 2 years, this phrase would be echoed across the internet in comments and memes, reaching a new level of relevance when the channel crossed 1 million subscribers in 2013. This success, however, also spawned critics.
This is such a shift from his earlier videos where he always had scantily clad women in the thumbnails. He went from getting teenage boys to watch his videos to little kids, because he found out that that's where the money's at and that's how he could get more views.
Accusing MatPat of changing his style in a desperate attempt to grow his channel, a feeling mirrored by some viewers. But hey, it's just a theory. A YOUTUBE theory. Thanks for unsubscribing. MatPat would then sit down with his wife, Stephanie, to break down this criticism.
We are actually, Game Theory is one of the oldest skewing gaming channels out there as far as viewership
We have
demographics.
some of the fewest kids of any gaming channel.
Further supporting the clapback by sharing their viewership data. This response also encouraged his fans to speak out. When I was a teenager, my mom was really excited to show me film theory. I showed my younger brother Game Theory, and he loved it too. So it's safe to say the theorists fun for all ages. Encouraged by his community, MatPat continued making creative theories, soon branching out into different theory channels where he kept his iconic phrase.
But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
Even though the phrase would reach a tearful conclusion when MatPat announced his retirement in 2024,
it's just a theory. A game theory.
his fans' reaction proved just how much it meant to them.
That's just a theory.
It's just a theory!
Just a theory.
That's just a theory.
A game theory!
Class dismissed.
With people across generations quoting the line, it became clear that just a theory would forever be cherished by the internet. And sure enough, despite Matt's shift to politics in 2025, his catchphrase remains fresh in the public's mind. And that's more than just a theory. Then you have Jake Paul's phrase, which viewers wanted to forget as soon as they heard it. Insane how he's never deleted this, referring to the heavily disliked song Jake produced with Team 10 in 2017.
Jake Paul is number one.
every day, bro. It's every day, bro.
At the time, Jake was one of the most talked about influencers in the world after his rise from Disney star in 2016 to infamous vlogger within a year. Most of the attention, however, came for all the wrong reasons.
Watch him light his kitchen on fire. Residents in the upscale neighborhood call it a living hell and a war zone.
Jake is like everyone who's ever been annoying in my life combined into a single person. These remarks, however, didn't seem to bother the internet's problem child, whose ego led him down the slippery slope of claiming,
Every day, bro, with the Disney Channel flow. 5 million on YouTube in 6 months. Never done before.
Worse, he even name-dropped the biggest YouTuber at the time.
Past all the competition, man. PewDiePie is next.
Only to be humbled a month later by his self-proclaimed target.
First of all, who the f is JP? Who the f is Jake Paul? I don't know.
A scorching response to Jake and his friends echoed by the top comment on their music video.
2 months ago, you didn't know my name, and now you want my fame.
With the backlash far outweighing the praise, "It's everyday, bro" was nothing more than a meme by the end of 2017, forcing Jake to shift his focus back to vlogging, only occasionally dipping his toes in music before stopping altogether in 2019. But it wasn't until Jake embraced a different arena entirely that he found a new way to reinvent himself, proving to be a far more successful pivot than his attempt at music, the latter of which Jake regrets to this day.
Like I split the money up with there's like 6 people on the song or something. And then again, it has like 200, 300 million views. But if you have like a $1 CPM, it's like 300K, 400K. Yeah, not a lot of money in music, I guess.
But while Jake's phrase ended any hopes of a career in music, Kai Cenat's word of choice propelled his streaming career to new heights.
And it becomes a word in the dictionary. I did not know that was going to happen at all.
Referring to the word Riz, short for charisma, which Kai first introduced to his Twitch followers back in 2021.
I kept saying like, yo, I got Riz, a W Riz. At first my chat was like, bro, what the f? Like, Riz, that sound mad weird.
This initial dismissal, however, was soon replaced by acceptance after Kai and his friends started competing to see who had the better Riz. Kai got the most normal Riz, but Duke got more silent Riz. With the word quickly normalized across the internet, it wasn't long before it was used by other streamers.
You are the Rizzler.
And even movie characters.
I'll see you tonight. Who's got no Riz now?
As Riz gained more relevance, though, it also started feeling a bit overused. Am I the only one who effing hates the term Riz? I just cringe whenever I see or hear it. Kai nevertheless saw it as harmless fun, keeping it as a natural part of his streams and guest collabs.
But I've been telling niggas I went to Riz Academy though. I'm actually hosting a class pretty soon.
Eventually, Riz became such a common part of online conversations that it was recognized as Oxford's Word of the Year in 2022. Kai really got the world out here, adding his lingo to the dictionary, but while Kai's word was rooted in modern slang, Uncle Roger, the internet's funny food critic, played by Nigel Eng, invented a phrase by ranting at celebrity chefs.
This is child abuse. This rice you don't even feed to animal, but you feed your children. Hiya.
The exaggerated sigh became Nigel's trademark, turning him into one of the most admired YouTubers. Nigel's acting is so good that I genuinely feel like Uncle Roger and Nigel are two different people. The journey to online stardom, however, didn't happen overnight, first starting with a risky pivot from his full-time data science job into stand-up comedy in 2019.
It got to the point where I was performing so much that I started taking more and more days off from work, and that, you know, people aren't happy about that, so I realized at a certain point something has to give.
He would then take a leap of faith, which was rewarded right away after an encouraging response to his performances.
Can't ask how old you're turning, so how much do you weigh?
The feeling of accomplishment was short-lived though, with the coronavirus pandemic closing the door on his dreams a year later. Nigel responded to this setback by turning to YouTube, where he dove straight into character comedy inspired by his Asian roots.
I sent a text to all my friends asking them to send me a picture of your dad, and a bright-colored polo was by far the most popular choice of outfit.
The Uncle Roger character was thus born with his very first food review.
Oh my god, you killing me, woman! Hiya!
Gaining so much attention that it catapulted him into viral territory.
I was doing radio interviews. I was doing Zoom interviews with like the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Korea, Thailand, everywhere. I appeared in Variety. My social medias just exploded overnight.
Encouraged by the growth, Nigel would make the signature sigh his entire brand, even using it against the biggest celebrities.
Wait, just 1 tablespoon miso in that big pot water. What the point?
This phrase would come full circle in 2022 when Nigel used it to promote his return to stand-up comedy.
And Uncle Roger go, Gordon, why you ask Tony? He skateboarder, he don't know shit about food. Might as well ask Jamie Oliver.
As of 2025, Nigel's Uncle Roger character and his dramatic size continue to entertain over 10 million subscribers, proving that even a simple expression can define a career, something Speed can relate to after this now iconic interaction.
Bradley donated £1.79 through Super Chat. What soccer football team do you support?
Cristiano Ronaldo, Suey. Simple as that, bro.
Despite being a simple donation, Speed's response to it soon went viral, landing him in front of a global audience of football fans. Encouraged by the attention, Speed leaned into the sport, from FIFA streams to challenging strangers, all while obsessing over Cristiano Ronaldo.
So give me a reason why is Messi better than Ronaldo. Give me a reason.
Because he knows how to play football more than Ronaldo.
Not everyone agreed with Speed's Ronaldo fascination, though, including Speed wannabe White Boy M.
I show Speed your music is whack, Messi is better, Ronaldo is trash.
The diss track gained millions of views. However, Speed was left unfazed by it.
I don't get it though. I don't get it, bro.
In response, Speed continued to make Sui a part of his brand, with the bit finally paying off during his visit to Portugal in June 2023.
I love you, bro. Take a picture. Take a picture.
The heartwarming moment served as a reminder to the internet of how far Speed had come. He went from an unknown streamer to being one of the most famous people on the internet and getting Ronaldo himself to get down the car to hug him. Sure enough, the sports superstar would even recall Speed's phrase 2 years after their interaction.
Have you ever seen Speed do a Sue?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you think of his? Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good.
What
in the beginning, no.
Oh,
but in
Speed Sue has improved over time?
Yes, I improve a lot.
Okay, good.
But while Speed's take on Ronaldo's celebration had gotten better, the same can't be said for KSI's music skills, which were clowned by the internet after his infamous line in 2024.
From the screen to the ring to the pen to the king. Where's my crown? That's my bling. Always drama when I ring.
The lyric was part of his song Thick of It, which, despite gaining almost 120 million views to date, made KSI a laughingstock overnight. This song didn't release, this song escaped. They could use this to get confessions out of serial killers. I'm gonna set this as my alarm so I wake up before it. While KSI felt these roasts were unfair,
and even though I told you guys to stop, you guys are just on a hating rampage.
It didn't stop the internet, including his own brother, from having a field day at his expense.
I've only heard the chorus where it's like from the tree to the pen to the car to the sea or something like that.
With the song going viral for the wrong reason, it would soon come to the attention of hip-hop and rap critic No Life Shaq.
Like, I like what he's saying. It's just the performance of it is ass.
Shaq, however, would go beyond surface-level criticism of the song.
Now, I feel like KSI ain't got no more motivation. Like bro, them accomplished so much, though. And I'm always gonna salute that for real.
In response, KSI tried to defend himself once again.
Nah, this guy's a generational hater, man. I don't care, man. I don't care what anyone say, man.
Instead of clapping back, though, Shaq would point out why all wasn't doom and gloom for KSI.
KSI genius, though. Like, he used the hate to make his song bigger. He had like 17 million, dog, in less than a week.
A sentiment that would be mirrored by the community. The song, therefore, was both a setback for KSI's brand and a boost for his viewership, making his lyric yet another phrase that helped determine his career. To which Shaq would probably say,
"That's tough!